Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Kelly Ripa was halfway through her morning coffee, the kitchen still quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator when her phone buzzed. Then again, and again. Messages stacked atop one another like falling dominoes. At first, she smiled, assuming it was the usual flood of memes or early morning production notes from the live team. But when she glanced down, the color drained from her face. Is Mark okay? Please tell me this isn't true. I'm so sorry, Kelly. Her heart slammed against her ribs. What isn't true? She murmured, already scrolling, dread crawling up her spine. Then she saw it. A headline, bold, cruel, and utterly false. The mug slipped from her hand and shattered on the marble floor. No, she whispered. No, no, no. She ran, down the hallway, past framed family photos frozen in happier moments, toward the bedroom where Mark still slept, blissfully unaware that the internet had just declared him dead. Mark! She cried, pushing open the door. He stirred, squinting against the light. Kel? What's wrong? She collapsed onto the bed, hands gripping his shoulders as if he might vanish. You're alive, she said, breathless. You're really alive. Mark blinked, confused. Last I checked. Tears spilled freely down her cheeks, relief colliding violently with rage. She pressed her forehead to his chest, listening to the steady rhythm of his heart. Only then did the fear loosen its grip, but it was quickly replaced by something far hotter. Fury. Within minutes, the lie had spread like wildfire. Social media feeds overflowed with candle emojis, crying faces, and premature tributes. Fan pages posted montages set to mournful music. Some outlets, hungry for clicks, echoed the rumor without a shred of verification. The digital world had already moved on to mourning a man who was very much alive and brushing his teeth downstairs. Kelly stood in the bathroom, phone trembling in her hand as she read comment after comment. R.I.P. Mark. Gone too soon. Praying for Kelly and the kids. Her stomach twisted. They're mourning you, she said, voice sharp as glass. Mark stepped into the doorway, towel slung over his shoulder. What? They killed you, she snapped, shoving the phone toward him. The internet killed you! He scanned the screen, disbelief quickly turning to anger. What the hell is this? This, Kelly said, eyes blazing, is a lie that's spreading faster than the truth ever could. She took a deep breath, the kind she taught herself to take before live television segments went off the rails. But this wasn't TV. This was personal. People think our kids lost their father today. Do you understand that? Mark's jaw tightened. I'm calling the publicist. I'm going on air, Kelly replied immediately. He hesitated. Kel, no, I'm not letting this slide. Not today. By the time Kelly arrived at the studio, the atmosphere had shifted. Producers whispered in clusters. Phones rang nonstop. The makeup artist looked at her with tearful relief. Oh my God, you're okay. Kelly met her gaze. I'm furious. As the countdown to live broadcast began, Kelly sat in her chair, staring at her reflection. She looked composed, flawless even, but beneath the surface, a storm
The red light blinked on. Good morning, Kelly began, her voice steady but unmistakably tight. Before we start today's show, I need to address something deeply disturbing. The studio fell silent. There are false rumors circulating online claiming that my husband, Mark Consuelos, has died. She paused, letting the words sink in. That is a lie. A murmur rippled through the audience. Mark is alive. He is healthy. He is currently at home, probably wondering why his phone won't stop ringing. A nervous chuckle followed, but Kelly wasn't done. This isn't funny, she said, eyes locked on the camera. This isn't gossip. This isn't harmless speculation. This is reckless, cruel, and dangerous. Her voice cracked for just a moment, enough to reveal the pain beneath the anger. Our children woke up today to messages asking if their father was dead. Our families were thrown into panic. And for what? Clicks? The studio was utterly still now. Words have consequences, Kelly continued, and spreading lies about someone's death is not journalism, it's exploitation. When the segment ended, the response was immediate. Clips of Kelly's speech spread across platforms, eclipsing the original rumor. Support poured in from fans, celebrities, and colleagues who echoed her outrage. But the damage had already been done. That afternoon, Kelly sat at the kitchen table with her children. Phones were face down. The house was quiet in the way it gets after a storm. "I didn't want you to see any of that," Kelly said softly. "We already did," one of them replied. "Friends were texting." Mark reached for Kelly's hand. "We're okay," he said firmly. "We're all here." Kelly nodded, but her eyes shimmered. "I just don't understand how people can be so careless." "Fear spreads faster than truth," Mark said, "but truth lasts longer." That night, Kelly couldn't sleep. She scrolled through the internet, watching as the false headlines were quietly edited or deleted, replaced with half-hearted corrections. Some sites never apologized at all. She opened her notes app and began to write, not for television, not for social media, but for herself. "There's something uniquely cruel about killing someone with words while they're still breathing," she typed, "about forcing a family to grieve a loss that never happened." She stopped, tears blurring the screen. "But there's also something powerful about surviving a lie." The following days brought interviews, statements, and legal warnings. Some outlets issued apologies, others doubled down, claiming misunderstandings or sources. Kelly wasn't interested in excuses. On her social media, she posted a photo of herself and Mark smiling in the late afternoon sun. Caption, "Alive, together, and not going anywhere." The post went viral. Fans flooded the comments, not with mourning, but with admiration. "Thank you for standing up. This needed to be said. So glad Mark is okay." Kelly read them quietly, a small sense of peace settling in her chest. Weeks later, the rumor was already fading into the endless archive of internet noise. But Kelly hadn't forgotten. During a panel discussion on media responsibility, she spoke candidly. "Fame doesn't make you immune to pain," she said. "It just means your pain gets shared without your consent." She looked out at the audience, her gaze steady. "If this could happen to us," she continued, "it can happen to anyone, and next time the person won't be alive to correct it." The room erupted in applause, not because she was a celebrity, but because she was right. That evening, Kelly and Mark sat on the porch watching the sky melt into shades of pink and gold. "Rough month," Mark said lightly. Kelly leaned her head on his shoulder. "That's one way to put it." He kissed the top of her head. "You were incredible." She smiled, tired but genuine. "I just told the truth." Mark squeezed her hand. "That's always been your superpower." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Kelly felt something shift inside her. Not closure, but clarity. Rumors could be devastating. Lies could wound deeply. But truth, spoken boldly, fiercely, had a way of cutting through the darkness. And as long as Mark's heartbeat echoed beside her, Kelly Ripa knew one thing for certain. No lie, no matter how loud, could ever erase what was real.